What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Mommy Confessions. I am one of your hosts, That Chick Angel. Tell them who you are, D.
I'm Dinora Walcott.
And I'm Quin Walters.
And we are the three lovely ladies that are entertaining you every Monday with conversations surrounding vulnerability and authenticity and all things womanhood and motherhood. This is a safe space, so we wanted to create a space for everyone to be able to just tell the truth about how they are feeling, tell the truth about their experiences. So we hope that you see a reflection of yourself or either able to have a different perspective over something that you are going through yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
And these are my homegirls, Dinora and Quin.
I love when you do this voice, Angel, by the way.
These are my homegirls.
I lied.
It's been a long time since we've discussed what are the ages of our children. So if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, thank you for coming over. Because like, where have you been?
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, Quint, tell them, like, how are you a mom? How's that?
I am a mom because I have a 9-year-old daughter. Her name is Aria, and she's headed to the 4th grade. Busy as ever in tennis, violin, dance, stop motion, improv theater. The girl is busy, so that means I'm busy.
And
That's what
gorgeous
that
at the
means.
same time.
Yeah.
And tell them how you're a mom, Dinora.
I'm a mom to 2 twins who are 5 years apart. I have a 9-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, and they really look so much alike. I thought I was going to get some variety. I didn't. Yeah, they're both in piano. My daughter swims. She's into engineering. She's a gamer. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. My little boy, he's a toddler, so he be toddling.
Toddling.
Yeah.
The
And,
best
and how
little
are you a mom?
Yes.
I am a mom because I have a puppy named Lottie Dottie.
Shut up, Angel.
Gosh.
She's my heart.
She's really cute. She really
She is
so
adorable,
cute.
and she's a good dog.
Yes, she
Despite
is.
what your husband says.
I know he
Yeah.
was talking about my baby, but she's a sweetheart.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
I also have 4 sons. Sorry, I forgot about one. No. No, I am the mother of 4 kings. I have a 13-year-old, 8-year-old twins, and a 3-year-old that are not in as many activities as these women because when am I going to do that?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are all in piano besides Amar. He is in World Destruction and
Dominance. World dominance.
dominance. Yes.
That's it.
Either way, however it works. And we are using our perspectives as moms. And sometimes our perspective is watching our parents' parent or our friend's parent to be able to inform the things that we talk about in this show. One of the things that I feel like anybody who has been pregnant, getting ready to be a parent, any of that has received is unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whether
Yeah.
it be from people you know, people you don't know that just happen to see you post something online and want to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And
Yep.
it can all get on your nerves. Too bad you're going to hear some more today.
You're welcome in advance.
Yes. This is advice that you could take or leave. We're not saying you got to do what we do or what we think, because hell, sometimes we don't even take our own advice.
Yep.
But we wanted to give a little advice on having a school-age child. So this is our segment called Unsolicited Advice.
Let it roll.
Who wants to go first?
You want to go first?
I can go. So some unsolicited advice that I would give to school-age parents is let your kid live. And what I mean by that is I feel like we have thoughts and visions for our children, things that we want them to do, things we want them to be and become, but they are their own individuals. And they're going to have their own passions and their own aspirations and their own goals. So try to get behind them in that. Ask them, what are they into? What do you like? What tickles your fancy? And really try to support that. I feel like, I don't know if I'm doing a great job. My daughter will let me know in 30 years, I'm sure. Mom, you failed. Mom, you were great. But I try to ask her, do you like tennis? Do you like violin? And if the answer is yes, boom, we go full steam ahead. She was in gymnastics. She was like, I don't know how to do a somersault, so I'm good on it. I'm like, but you can learn how to do a somersault, though. It's okay. They're going to show you. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not doing it right, and I'm good. So we stopped. So, I feel like giving your kids that support and just checking in with them along the way as they mature and become, these young adults, find out what they're into, care about it, get behind it, support them. You ain't got to be Joe Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but I will say this to the other side of that. I don't want to be too long winded because we talked about this too. Quin answers be long as hell. But we did talk about this, but I'm gonna try to make it quick. But to the other point, if you do see something in them and they are good at it and they are showing passions for it, you go full steam ahead. You know, I feel like get on top of it. I make her rehearse outside of rehearsal. I'm like, you're good at this. You like this. You like tennis. Okay, so me and you, outside of your coach, we're going to go play tennis. You like violin. So me and you at the house, we're going to play the violin together. And so I just feel like if that's there, I'm going to add a little sauce to it. I'm going to get on top of you a little bit more and encourage you even more and be your second coach.
Come on.
If I may.
I'm so glad Aria told you to stop doing gymnastics with her. That baby is 5 foot tall.
She is.
At age 9. She's still 9.
She's 9. She's 4'11" and a half.
That thing, that baby's body was going to be like, now listen.
Like, this is not
You're
for
late.
me.
You should have did this at 3 months when I was actually able to do it.
That's
I'm a
lot
giant
of
now.
body
Yeah.
to be
Not
having
gonna
a
work.
flip flop around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I am glad that Aria knew. She was like, my mama is so bless her heart. She doesn't realize I'm about to be taller than her in 2 seconds.
Yes.
With a little beautiful self.
She is so gorgeous.
What's your unsolicited advice, D?
My unsolicited advice would be figure out as best you can and as early as you can what your child's learning style is.
That's a good one.
And for me, a really good way to do that has been to talk to her teachers and to find out what happens in the classroom. Because, you know, I can see what she does when she's at home. I can see what she does when, you know, we're working on homework or fighting about homework before actually getting to doing the homework. But I don't know what happens in the classroom. And I've been really blessed that she has had teachers who are being very flexible and open and are aware. They're really on top of what it appears that she needs. For instance, sometimes my baby needs to stand up and do her work. And they have been like, we see that she does really well, like, you know, when she gets to stand up for a little bit and do her work. And I'm like, oh, wow, nobody would let me stand up. Nobody even, like, that wasn't even an option. Like, wow. Yeah. And she's actually really doing her work when she's standing up. Not all classes. She doesn't need it all day, but there are some times when, you know, like that energy burst happens. Yeah. And sitting is just not conducive. Yeah. And so knowing that, plus she's very similar to me as when I was a little kid, and homework was like, I don't want to do it. But if I had someone else who was not my parent to do the homework with, it really wasn't difficult at all. And so like now I know, oh, she's the same way. So we're going to look into having a tutor or like a babysitter to just to do the homework, because it's fast when she sits down to do it. The time is taken in the lead up, the warm up to let's get the stuff out the bag. Let's do the stuff. And so learning how your child learns best will make your life much easier.
Come on.
That's good.
That's a good one. I would say, I know this is not possible for everyone, so I'll give a caveat if it's not possible for you. But you got to be involved in that school, okay? You need to be very known by the teachers, faculty, and staff. Because the fact of the matter is, it is just human nature. These teachers then begin to pay more attention to your child, because that there's a less chance of things slipping through the cracks, as far as in, well, this parent really don't care, so, you know, if I give this child a C, the parent ain't gonna even be paying attention for real. Now, I understand that is a privilege. There are a lot of people who work full-time jobs, and just even having the call from the school is too much of an interruption in your day. So the caveat for that, I say, is if you are not able to be there to be an advocate for your child, teach your child how to advocate for themselves. It can start at a very young age. You can start at Amar's age, which is he's 3 years old. Because the fact of the matter is, even the best intentioned teachers are not always going to do the thing that is the best for your child.
Right.
Yes.
They are one person, and I get that. And if you're in a private school setting, you might be lucky to only have like 13 other kids in the class. But in public school setting, there's usually 24 kids. Then as they get older, up to over 30 children in a classroom. Right. So at the end of the day, your child is not just at school because it's required for them to be at school because of the law. They're there to learn. They're there to develop into the person that they're supposed to be. And a lot of the things they go through, whether it be educational, social, are really developed by their experiences in school. So if you're able to be there and you're that kind of like, not helicopter parent, but you are kind of a protection when you're there for your child, because people don't try your child when they know the parent is there. They just don't.
True.
And the kids too.
The
bullying
people.
People in general.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They don't try your child. They're not about to sit there talk crazy to your child when they know that their crazy mama
bear is purring around the corner.
Right. When they know their 6'5" daddy is there.
Or their 5'7" daddy.
Yeah, all
or
right.
5'6.5" daddy.
Or they 5'7" mama from Chi-Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
They won't even the twins are so excited to be at Marcus's school. And I think Marcus is excited just because he knows he has their back.
Yeah.
He knows that they ain't got to worry about nothing. Ain't nobody in that lower school gonna mess with his brothers while he is there. So while I know that's not possible for everybody, so I'm not trying to take that lightly. My mother was not one of those parents. She was never at the school. She probably didn't know not their name of no teacher I had from K through 12. Okay? And I don't blame her for it. However, if you are capable of then instilling into your child, this is how you advocate for yourself. This is how, if something is not going the way that you think it's supposed to go, speak up. You stand up for yourself. And then when I have the time to clock in for you, trust and believe I have your back all the way through. So that is my unsolicited advice.
Before I forget, practice that with your kids. Because I realize telling my children certain things versus having them rehearse it with me at home is a big difference. So like Angel was saying, like, teach your kids how to advocate for themselves. Actually do run-throughs at home. You
Absolutely.
be the adult in certain situations and have them respond how they think they should respond. You be a bullying kid and have them respond how they'll instinctively respond, and then you can work through it and say, you know what you could have done, or and I would say try this way instead of, because otherwise you send them out, they don't necessarily know how to do it,
how to navigate that.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. And I also, just to add on to that, I ask my daughter, who would you go to if I'm not around, and if you are using your voice but maybe your voice is not being heard in that moment? Who in the building can you go to? Is there a teacher? Is there a faculty member that you feel comfortable enough to speak with, who will have your back, who will support you, and who can help you along the way while I am away from the school?
Yes.
And getting those names from her, because there were a couple, and I was like, that's good. It's someone that may not even be in her classroom. Another teacher or one of the counselors, actually, she named, and I was like, that's good. Okay, you know her name and you know where her office is. That's fantastic. So during recess, you can go in there and you can talk to her. Great. So that's also good too, to have them be able to let you know who they would go to,
that's
who they
really
can
good.
go to, if it's their teachers or even if it's outside the teachers.
Speaking of practice, I try to make my kids order their own food when we're at restaurants.
I like that.
Just so that they get used to, we have a very set structure of authority, and when you're not of authority, so sometimes the peer-to-peer they're pretty good with, because they have siblings in the household. So they can pretty much, usually, if they can tell someone is taking advantage of them, use their voice. Sometimes they're not aware of it. That's a whole another scenario. But when they're aware of it, they can typically be like, I don't like it, stop, right? Yep. But when it comes from higher up to them, it's a little bit more difficult for them to use their voice just because of the dynamic in our house. So that's something that even with my 13-year-old, I'm having to like drill in. When he's hungry, when we at a restaurant, I'm like, order your food. Yep. And he's like,
it's such good practice.
It's
so good.
Yes. I do the same with Aria. Yep. Tell them what you want and start with May. May I have a cheeseburger with?
Let's
You
start
tell
with
her.
me. I'd be like, tell him, hey, girl. No. I would die. I would die if Lil Marcus like, hey,
snapping at
girl.
people.
Hey, girl. Give me this turkey burger.
And you better make it right too.
Oh my God.
My mom is a rapper, and I'd be like, he is right.
I mean,
true.
yeah. I mean, I am.
He's so silly.
I'm so
He's
sorry.
so silly. I am a rapper though.
So give him that cheeseburger, bitch. You know?
Right. Jesus.
Made me spit my tea out. You almost made me spit my tea out.
Okay, so today's main topic is dealing with unexpected challenges. We all know we have hopes, dreams, plans, goals, and then all of a sudden life says, well, here's a curveball.
Yep.
Figure it out. We just want to offer some of our own anecdotes of stories that we've gone through some unexpected challenges and what we've done to kind of like deal with those, whether it be just coping or getting through the challenge with aggression of some sort. Aggression. I'll start. I feel like, just living in LA is an unexpected challenge in itself.
Yes.
At all times. You feel as though like once you get a hang of it, it's like, no, I'm going to throw you something else. I'm going to raise the rent. I'm going to cancel the job. I'm going to change your source of like stability is going to move away. And you're just like, how am I? Your babysitter's going to cancel on you at the last minute. Mm-hmm. So I feel like LA in itself has been just an unexpected challenge. So for me in that, especially as a mom, in trying to set up some sort of stability for me as a parent, especially early on with my husband working a 9-to-5, while I'm not going to sit here and try to compare my life to someone who is a single mom, during the week, a lot of times I did feel like I was on an island by myself with my kids. Mm-hmm. I felt as though if anything came my way that was not in the normal, drop the kids off, pick them up, I was scrambling to find solutions. So I feel like in almost any type of unexpected challenge, I really have to come out of myself and go into my village in order to be able to get one of the balls that has fallen on the floor. Because a lot of times that's what it is. It's almost like an extra ball has been tossed into the things that I'm juggling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which causes me to drop a ball that I'm used to having. Because it's like, oh God, what is this? What is this about to be? And I would normally probably been like, no, Angel, you're going to get that ball. Pick it up with your toes. Throw it up.
Yep.
Not with the broken toe.
Yes, with the broken toenail. Okay, that's why they don't exist, because of that. I'd be like, throw it up in the air, try to juggle it, try to catch it.
And you do.
Yep.
Let's be clear.
Yeah,
but
she
listen,
does.
no, I've gotten better at being like, go out of yourself, go into your village, ask for help with this dropped ball, because it's just really different. If you're not a transplant, if you don't know that life of moving away from everyone who loves you unconditionally, it is crazy how the smallest things that if it was happening at home would
No
be
big deal.
easily solvable.
Absolutely.
Easily. It's just like, oh, you got an interview? Oh, yeah, just drop the kids off. I'll do that.
Yep.
Oh, your car broke down? Okay, I'll pick you up. We'll get the tow, yada, yada, yada.
Whoa.
Still inconveniences, but super duper easy to fix.
Handled.
Out here in Los Angeles,
By yourself.
it's like all of a sudden the world has opened up and you're falling into the middle. Mm-hmm. So that for me has been a lifesaver. I mean, it's countless times I feel like it happened. Countless times I have had to be so stressed out to figure out how am I going to handle this? Yeah. How? So for me, it's really like if you are an introvert, get over it. Figure out a way.
Okay.
Figure out a way to connect with people in silence if you have to. But like, get a village down.
Yes.
It's crucial out here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready, but I can go. I have to deal with the mommy guilt of working. I'm a single parent, so it's not an option to work or not work. I have to work. But there's so much mommy guilt that I feel around working sometimes, because a lot of the times I have to travel and I have to leave my baby, and there's no other choice. It's not like I can't, there's no silver spoon, okay, for me or for her. So it's not like it's an option. But I remember like the very first time I had to leave her, the very first time I had to leave her, I was nursing. So that, I didn't know what I was going to do. I cried. Milk was squirting everywhere. I got on the plane, and it was not good. Yeah. I mean, I pumped before I left. She had a nice reserve, and I bought coolers while I was out and all of that, and transported it back, transported the milk back home. But I was gone for 5 days. She was 5 months old, and it was just horrible. And then I later found out that I could have brought my baby to work with me. Nobody ever told me, not my agent, not my manager, not the people that I was working for at the time, like, you can bring your baby, you're nursing. Yeah. This was back in 2014. Nobody said anything. So I left my baby, and I'm sure she was missing me. I was missing her, and I was worried that I was going to be dried up by the time I got back. That didn't happen, but it was still, a whole thing, and I just felt so guilty. And I was like, I can never leave her again. I left her plenty of times after that, had to. But that was something that I really had to just overcome and deal with. And thankfully, I had my mother in my corner, my village. My mother would fly in from Chicago to LA to watch her at times for me. God bless you, Mommy. Thank you so much. And my dad would be like, yeah, you good, just go. Yeah, I'll hold down the fort, you good, go. And she'll be here for, 2 weeks, 1 month, however long I was gone. But that has really been something that I had to get acclimated to, because you don't want to leave your baby.
Right.
You don't want to leave your baby, especially a little baby. But even as she became a toddler and she became a school-age kid, and I had to go on these trips, it's hard. So I pray a lot. I ask God for strength and for resilience and for the fortitude to make it through, and just knowing that I am her example. She is watching me. You're going to have to work. There are no handouts. Yeah. She's seeing me work. She's seeing me be independent and responsible and loving her and taking care of her. And I just hope she knows that and feels that as she gets older now and as she gets older.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you didn't get to take your baby.
I know, that's crazy.
That broke my heart.
Where did you go?
I ended up going to Seattle for the very first time. And then I ended up going to Texas. It was like 2 back-to-back trips, and I was like, but I need to work. Yeah. Broke my heart.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, my goodness. So I don't remember exactly what the format of the question was, but therapy. That's how I handle unexpected situations. Because I had a therapist that I really liked, and she was someone who worked on like thing to thing. So it wasn't like a consistent, we're going to work together forever. It was like, what are we going to work on? And when we're done working on that, cool, until the next thing. But then she switched to insurance, so I didn't have her no more. And so then life got right. She should have switched back. She should have switched back. But just for me, just to have. Don't tell everybody you back on the insurance. Just do it for me. But so like, lots of things came up during pandemic, with family getting sick, having a new baby, isolation, blah blah blah, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. The world is crumbling. Everything is terrible. And one thing is, yes, have your village. Have friends who are like, girl, you okay? I don't think you okay. Let's talk about it. And they're like, oh, yeah, maybe I'm not okay. I should talk to somebody about it. And doing the work to really find a therapist that I like, which took a while to find another therapist. It was not easy. But I really like the therapist that I have now. She's lovely. And we fill the same demographic on a lot of things. So there's a lot I don't have to explain, which makes it so much easier. And also just talking about the things that are difficult is huge. Whether it's with your therapist or whether it's with a friend or whether it's with anybody, actually getting the thoughts out of your head and out of your mouth is very, very helpful. Like journaling is wonderful, yes, but that's still a very isolated act.
Yeah.
And there's something about verbalizing what it is you're juggling or what it is you're concerned about or what it is you're going through that makes it come clear. And so sometimes just in the talking, you're able to find an answer. Even if your friend doesn't respond or doesn't say the thing that's going to give you the answer, sometimes just hearing yourself say it out loud gives you enough of an answer so that you can have your aha moment, so that you can have your revelation and go, oh, okay, I see what this is. Okay, so speak the words. Speak the words. Find somebody you can speak the words to, and it really makes a huge, huge, huge difference.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, I think a lot of times we just get so heady. And I mean, listen, I'm not saying that some people can't self-process, but eventually you going to have an outside perspective to help with just even problem solving it. Even if they're not actually going to help you in the actual solution, just helping you get to that is so major.
So necessary.
So necessary. So we want to know, how do you handle unexpected challenges? What technique do you use? Because listen, as we all saw with the pandemic, the unexpected happens and we have no idea how it's going to happen.
Yo, for real.
And we just are trying to take it as it comes, one day at a time. So let us know what tips you have in the comments below underneath this video if you are watching. Now, if you're listening to us, I hope you're subscribed and following this podcast so you can be notified when it uploads, which is every Monday. But I know you want to know where you can follow these lovely ladies. So, Dinora, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Dinora Walcott on most platforms, DinoraWalcott, for those of you who are listening. And also at NoraMadeGoods.com and Nora Made Goods on Instagram.
You have so many letters in your name.
I love your voice.
Her voice is great.
And the voice, I could listen to that name spelling again and again and again, and where you just did that.
I would have gotten confused getting through your name.
Dinora.
I mean, y'all lucky I didn't do the middle name too. I thought about doing that middle name, but
Zulema
LMNOP.
Yes, 15AD.
Right?
You're so
at
silly.
gmail.com.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Do
It's not
it.
that many letters. It's not that many.
That was a lot.
But it's,
I was like, whoo, dizzy.
in case you're listening, you all can follow me at Quin Walters on Instagram, and that's Quin with one N. And you can also follow my apparel page, which is at Beyond Pretty Brand. Yes.
You can follow me, That Chick Angel, across all platforms. You can follow my YouTube page, That Chick Angel TV. You can also follow my self-care line, which is at Shop Mama Likes, and on the web it is shopmamalikes.com, and you can download my single One Margarita.
You better download.
Yes,
I know you've heard it.
You wanna get your
Spotify,
life.
Tidal, Apple Music.
Go ahead and buy it, just so it's
We're out
always with
here.
you. Go ahead and buy it. Buy the track.
You're going to need it for life.
Yes, you are.
It's true.
Shake
It's
that
evergreen.
cheek.
Evergreen.
It's evergreen.
So until next time, you all be blessed, and we'll see you next Monday.
Bye.